So, as we got permission from our respected director, ma'am, so we will start the proceedings. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Sipika Swati, Associate Professor, PTSR Department, ITRA. It is my privilege to warmly welcome you all to this international webinar organized by the Department PTSR ITRA on this campaign of Swasth Nari, Swasth Parivar campaign from the government of India, and we are celebrating this campaign from 17th September to 2nd of October. We are truly honored to have with us our respected director, Professor Tanuja Nesri ma'am, our esteemed Dean Academics, Professor Hitesh Vyas, our Dr. B.J. Padgiri sir, Dean International Studies, Professor Mandeep Goyal ma'am, Deputy Directors, Professor Valsa Solanki ma'am, and Dr. Joban Mora sir, and other deans of the ITRA and our dedicated faculty members at this platform. And it is also our privilege to warmly welcome our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Komudi Karuna Goda ma'am and Dr. M.S. Sajivni Pereira from Sri Lanka, who are going to speak on women wellness through Ayurveda. And I also welcome our national and international delegates and all the postgraduate and PhD scholars who have joined us today. So, to begin with this auspicious occasion, I would like to invite our MD second year scholar, Dr. Nidhi, for the Dhanvantri Vandana, seeking divine blessings for the success of today's program. Dr. Nidhi, over to you.
Amen. Jai Dhanvantari. Om Namami Dhanvantarimadhidevam Surya Surirvandita Padmadam Loke Jararubhayam Mrutyunasham Data Ramisham Vividhoshadinam Chavyo Mavata Vanivari Vahanim पंच प्रपञ्चात्मकदेहभाजं सन्तापि सम्पातजुराज्वरान्तिकं नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवं नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवं नमामि धन्वन्तरिमादिदेवम्
I would like to request our respected head of the department, Professor Dr. Silpa Donga ma'am, to kindly brief the activities that department initiated by government of India.
Sipika, your
Please, ma'am, over to you, Shilpa ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sipika, for inviting me. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my privilege to warmly welcome you all in this international platform in the webinar organized by the Department of Prasuti and Sri Rog as a part of, as Sipika told, national campaigning Sarsanari Sasakta Bharat observed from the 17th September to 2nd of October 2025 across India, and also coincide with the collaboration of 10th Ayurveda day on the theme Ayurveda for people and planets. Together, these occasions reminds us that a healthy woman is the foundation of strong and healthy nations. A truly empowered society is one where women are not only educated and skilled, but also physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy. For that, the Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stri is actively engaged with the support of various department of ITRA for the spreading awareness and delivering community-based Ayurvedic care. And still now, till today, we have conducted 31 awareness camps, held 15 yoga sessions and 31 diet counseling sessions. We have screened and treated 424 patients with the menstrual disorder, 184 PCOS cases, 230 musculoskeletal disorders, 202 obese patients, and 93 patients of urinary tract infections, 63 patients of stress related cases. In total, 2,593 patients have been screened during this campaigning period till date, and we are also going to arrange some program till 2nd of October. This number reflects not only just outreach, but the impact of Ayurveda in improving the woman's health and family well-being at the grassroots level. And in this series, today we have arranged this seminar to explore how nutrition and the lifestyle can empower women and through them, the strengthen the family and the nation. I urge each participants to take today's deliberation as not only as academic exercise, but also as a call to action to integrate the Ayurvedic wisdom into daily practice and to spread this knowledge further so that together we may build a truly Swastha Nari, Swastha Parivar, Swastha Bharat. On behalf of the organizing team, I express my warm wishes for further fruitful discussions and meaningful outcome from today's session. And I heartily welcomes to all the faculty members, all the deans of the ITRA, all the deputy directors of the ITRA, all the HOD, and all the staff and scholars, and who has participate in this webinar from outside of ITRA and outside of country. I heartily welcome to you, and I over to you, Dr. Sipika. Now you can start.
Thank you, Shilpa ma'am, for briefing the activities what is going on in our department at this outset. And we are celebrating wholeheartedly with all the ITRA families, not even the PTSR department. All the departments are giving support and celebrating by their own way for the women wellness through Ayurveda. Now, moving forward, let us take blessings from our head of the family, our esteemed director, ma'am. And it is my privilege to invite respected patron and the director, ma'am, of our institute, Professor Dr. Tanuja Nesri, ma'am, who has been the guiding force and backbone of all the events what we have planned and conducted under this campaign. Her inspiration, enthusiasm, and innovative vision truly reflects the strength and leadership of women, and reminding us that age is never a barrier when passion and dedication drive the journey. I request you, ma'am, to say few words and share your opinion regarding women wellness through Ayurveda. Over to you, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, there was some difficulty in connecting. I welcome each and everyone who have joined for this webinar, online webinar on the eve of Ayurveda Day, which is the 10th Ayurveda Day, which was celebrated on 23rd September. So thank you very much for organizing this webinar for women's holistic nutrition through Ayurveda to our Sri Lankan friends and ITRA family, and with our SRPTC Rog Prasuti Tantra, that is Gynec and Obstetric Department. So I congratulate the coordinator, Dr. Shilpa Donga Sipika, and her entire team of the department. I also congratulate the nodal officer of from ITRA, Dean Academic Professor Hitesh Vyas, for organizing successfully various programs, because in a very short notice, Institute of Teaching and Research could organize, maybe it was only 15 days, but we could organize under your leadership all the departments organized through your leadership, and every HOD and all the leaders and the deans and the staff and the faculty and postgraduate scholars could organize 35 different programs, medical camps, yoga, nutritional supplements, then awareness program with one day international seminar on physical seminar and webinar on digital transformation through Ayurveda, for Ayurveda tradition of technology, one day with IIT Gandhinagar, where tradition along with the technology, how we develop the technological in applications and the tools. So this was physical, and regal is each and everyone is on their toe. Apart from our daily, I think we have 1500, 1200 to 1500 patients visiting daily to our OPD. And Shilpa Donga and Grishma Solanki, Sipika, and everyone from your department, you have 250 patients per day in your OPD, that I know, and it is followed by indoor as well as various procedure therapies also you conduct. So and all postgraduate teaching training, undergraduate teaching training, we have pharmacy, yoga, and international study center, where our international students also and our and we are very happy that from Sri Lanka also postgraduate students were also with us for 1 year, consecutively for 1 year, and we really thank Ministry, Sri Lankan Health Ministry, Department of Ayush, and the Secretariat and Directorate, and also Principal of this institution from Sri Lanka for considering ITRA for the deputation. And we also look forward, and we are again ready to welcome the next batch as well. So with all these handful faculty and the student scholars and our with all other various activities, our team could organize various programs as mandated by ministry. So once again, I congratulate each and everyone. And I see Professor Hitesh Vyas, congratulations to you. And also Sagar Binde, Kalpesh Panara for digital transformation, and Reshma and the entire organizing team, because it is a team and family, and we have for every program everyone joins together, which includes transportation, accommodation, catering, and various other activities, venue management, stage management, and everyone joins together as a team. So this team spirit is the one which is a key of the success. That's what we could do it, and once again we could notice it. We could also again witness it. Yesterday we could organize one day seminar, webinar, and very successful seminar on symposium on veterinary Ayurveda. That was the first of its kind, with the collaboration of Vantara and GTMC as a digital technology. And when the same is with Sri Lanka, our Sri Lankan faculty and the friend. This is the webinar we are organizing today on women's holistic nutrition through Ayurveda. So once again, I congratulate. And this year's theme is Ayurveda for people and planet. And it is the Ayurveda Jan Jan ke liye and Prithvi ke Kalyan ke liye. So along with this, there is a Prime Minister's Prime Minister's call from Honorable Prime Minister to have the woman empowerment and Sashakta Nari And if woman is the healthy, the entire family becomes healthy. If the family is healthy, the entire district and the nation becomes healthy, and the nation and the society becomes healthy. So this woman is the center at the center, and knowing the importance, it is not the woman empowerment, but it is now the era of woman led empowerment. So to have this, to understand the woman's health regimen, the diet is also very important. So this month coinciding many things, it is not Ayurveda day, which is 23rd September we organize, which is a clear cut balance, which symbolizes balance because it is the equinox where day and the time is the same duration, the equal. And the same balance we have to establish. This harmony is to be created within our own selves, mind, body, and soul. The same balance we have to have between the external environment, outside world, and within the world. So within our own universe. So it is a we are mini universe within our own self. So what says that yat pinde tat brahmande. So we are Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So first of all, to have the balance with everyone, with our own self, with our society, with our neighbors, with our own, with our community, and with livelihood, with living being, and not only human beings, but all living beings. So animal, plant, and the entire environment. So this symbolizing the balance is the 23rd September. So this 10th Ayurveda day symbolizes the balance, to maintain the balance with its own strength, and that's why 23rd September has been very categorically chosen as a equinox, and that would be remembered and celebrated now by each and every country. That is 150 countries it has been celebrated, but we are very happy to know that our own neighbor, that Sri Lanka also has the legacy of thousands of years of practicing, having knowledge, theory, and application of Ayurveda. And the same is the history and the legacy we carry in India. The Sri Lanka also has the same original, authentic form of Ayurveda, which I had witnessed last year. So we salute you that originality, sanctity you have maintained. And similar way, as you have the speciality, you have the post graduation, and we also have that collaboration as well with the Sri Lanka. So through our collaboration to strengthen our ties and strengthen our mutual respect and understanding about the woman health, this webinar has been organized by our Sri Rog department. So when Dr. Shilpa mentioned, I was very happy, and I immediately accepted that this is a good opportunity to interact with our Sri Lankan scholars, and who recently they completed their tenure, and now they are also returned back to their own cadre. But I'm confident, and we have the assurance that they will continue this legacy of clinical expertise. They will also uh, initiate research studies and implement this knowledge into the patient care in the women's health. Now, coming to today's topic, because the Prime Minister's call is on empowering women through their women health, and it is a Sashakta Nari, and there are many agendas, the camp, and many things for the nutrition, for their healthy lifestyle, work-life balance, workforce environment. So this is work like of the improving the conducive environment at the workplaces. So these are many things, even in the menopausal age and in various adolescent age. What are the interventions to be done? And in across the globe, the uh, biggest problem for the woman's health is anemia, because even not only poor, underdeveloped, but developing and completely developed countries, women are the one who they neglect their health first, and for the sake of the family, for the sake of their work, maintaining the work life balance, they completely neglect their own health. So this woman's like this anemia is also subclinical, not noticed, and that is the main cause for anxiety, depression, and many other conditions. So focusing on holistic well-being and nutrition, this awareness program is very important. And what does Ayurveda offer? So this program is for the government's call for having this woman empowerment and Sashakta Nari through nutrition. That is also one thing. And September is the nutrition month in India. So we all are also organizing a Poshan Maha. So Poshan Maha for women of different ages. And also we have Ayurveda Day. So conglomeration of all these things is the one which we are organizing this webinar. So I congratulate each and everyone. And the need of the woman, I think what I must say that I should say that we can give whatever we have to everyone. So if we want to make everyone, Ayurveda is a knowledge system of health and happiness, and we want to make everyone healthy and happy. Before making everyone healthy and happy, we have to be healthy and happy. We have to be the role model for others to follow. So woman who is trying to make everyone healthy and happy should be first of all focused on her own health. So and that starts that catch them young. So this knowledge and wisdom starts from the school early life, early education, the school education, because in the families also woman and the girl child is the neglected one. So but now considering this even the girl when girl is in the womb, the nutrition starts from there, because when it is conceived, the girl child XX chromosome they are conceived. We have to really focus that time, because then you are nourishing and nurturing three, because she is going to give birth to the another baby, so you are nurturing two lives. And the the girl child when she is in the womb of a mother, that mother's health is also important, the girl child's health is also important. And if that is malnourished, the baby is of a poor nutrition, that decides in early childhood that her reproductive health will also be hampered. So we have to start nourishing when she is in the womb, and the mother's nutrition is also very important. Shadrasasya Chaturvidasya, and with all nutritive diet and the rasayanas, including Shatavari, Yashtimadu, Ashwagandha, Bala, and many other fruits, dry fruit, and holistic Shadrasasya Samatol diet, including ghee, fruits, and milk, all these things, and taking care of the anemia also. So, all these nutritional supplements, supplemented with nutritional timely in good quantity, along with good rest and a lifestyle, is very, very important when it starts from the mother. Then, childbirth, then the baby 2 years, the neonatal phase is also very important, because you are nurturing the reproductive health in the early childhood. That is also very important. Then comes the adolescent age, and when their menarche starts, that age is also very crucial. That time also she needs, girl needs rest, girl needs understanding and a good nutrition. Nutritious diet is very important for nourishing mind, body, and the soul, and the complete physical health. Then it is in the three phases of life, when it is a childbearing, reproductive age, there also special focus is on the nutritive, reproduction, regeneration, rasayan diet. That is also important. Then third last phase comes when it is in the menopause, where Ayurveda says that earlier is a kapha dominant, then pitta, and then vata dominant. So in the vata dominant, unctuous, because it becomes more dry, then the hormone replacement therapy, the Ayurveda suggests the natural, the nutritious diet, where the mental health, physical health is also very important. So all these are overlooked, and then that results into irritability, anxiety, depression, arthritis, and many other things. So it is not only diet, but the yogasana. I think the meditation. We say that meditation and medication. It is a complete form of maintaining the equilibrium and the balance between the own self. And the last key message is, the one who cares for herself can take care of others. The one who can be happy within herself can make everyone happy. So I think my message for today's webinar to each and every female doctors and all the doctors and our medical force, that please take care of yourself first. Take care of our students first. If you take care of yourself, you become mentally, physically fit, then only you will be able to make the entire society fit. That's our mandate. We are the change leaders, and that leadership we have to carry further. So with these words, I once again congratulate everyone, and from Sri Lanka, all our friends who have really come forward to organize this very good noble idea of having. And I also congratulate Dr. Sanjeevan Pereira, head of International Relation Department of Ayurveda, who is also consultant in SRPT department at Sri Lanka, the principal and the director of the institute, and Shilpa Donga and her team once again. And I wish you all the best. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Director Ma'am. And thank you for motivating us and enlightening us, and also highlighting the need of women wellness for the progress of the society, community, as well as a country. And also thank you to awakening us for self-care, because we are running day to day and we are ignoring ourselves. When we will be powerful with our physical and mental health, definitely we will be doing good at our working place also and our family also. And by this we can just be a part with a healthy society, as well as making the Bharat Samarth. So thank you for your message. And now, moving forward, let us hear for our today's speaker. Firstly, we have our guest speaker, Dr. M.S. Sanjeevani Pereira from Sri Lanka. And secondly, we have Dr. Komodi Karunagode ma'am, who is very senior faculty member as alumni of our ITRA also. And she had passed out MD from our department here. And she is now head of the department and there in Sri Lanka University. So we have two speakers with us. So starting with first speaker, we have Dr. M.S. Sanjeevani Pereira. So let us start with a brief introduction. As ma'am has already told, thank you, ma'am. As ma'am has already told that Dr. M.S. Sanjeevani Pereira is consultant at PTSR National Ayurveda Hospital, Department of Ayurveda, Sri Lanka. And she is unit head of International Relations Unit in Department of Ayurveda and WHO Focal Point Traditional Medicine, Sri Lanka. And she has, and we are also honored that she is our student from, done MD from our PTSR department and at Jamnagar. And she is member of many esteemed committees, and she is also adjunct faculty at DMIHER India, and over 30 years of services in this sector, and published many research papers also. And she has represented internationally Sri Lanka for WHO collaborative regional and global activities, and regular delegate at World Ayurveda Congress also. And she has lot many wonderful activities, and she is academically and clinically active in her field as well. So with this very brief introduction, I would like to invite Dr. M.S. Sanjeevani Pereira for her keynote speech. Over to you, Sanjeevani.
Thank you. Thank you very much for a nice introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, Sanjeevani.
Welcome.
Yes, your slides are visible.
Yes.
Can you make it in slideshow mode,
Yes.
Sanjeevani? Yes.
Okay. Good evening to all of you, respected Professor Tanuja Nesar, Ma'am, Director, Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, Chairperson and HOD SR Preeti, Professor Silpa Jonga Madam, Professor Kaumudi Karunagoda Ma'am, FIM Sri Lanka, Associated Professor Dr. Sipika Swati, and all the respected faculty members, dear Sir, Madam, colleagues, and dear students. First of all, I express my gratitude to organizing committee and the SRPT department, ITRA, to giving this opportunity to me as a product of the Gujarat IPGT RA at that time, Gujarat RA, the university. Currently, this institute is also known as Institute of National Importance. This designation is given by Indian Parliament. Why? This institute is vital for the country's development. So they incorporate with institutional tasks as well as the theme of the Ayurveda Day. So I believe this is the high time to discuss the challenges of the food security and the potential areas of Ayurveda. So I selected my topic is today Ayurveda, Ahara and food security. So I would like to address this topic under these outlines. So what is food security? And the food security and nutrition in sustainable developed goals 2, and the state of the food security and nutrition in the world. The WHO Traditional Medicine Global Strategy 2025-2034 aims to advance food security and sustainable food systems. Then how Ayurveda address food security and nutrition for both people and the planets? Finally, the Ayurveda Ahara, how to align with the SDG goals. So, what is food security? Food security means when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious foods that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy lifestyle. So it involves 4 key pillars: food stability, food availability, food accessibility, and food utilizations. Availability of the sufficient food, access to food for everyone, adequacy of nutritious food, and also the people utilize food properly through food storing, processing practice while having sufficient knowledge. And stability of supply over time. These are the very important factors. And also the climate change, population growth, conflicts, and economic instability and threaten for the food security. Before going to further, so when we consider the global state of food security and nutrition, sustainable, as we know, Sustainable Development Goal 2 is zero hunger. The targets 2.1 and 2.2 were related to achieved food security, improved nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture by 2030. Now we are we reached to the last quarter of 2025. Do you think as a country, we are on the track of the food security and the nutrition? Definitely no. Why I am saying like that? Persistent hunger and the food insecurity, along with the malnutrition, have put on the world off track to meet the SDG goal targets. In 2023, an estimate data revealed 2.3 billion people were moderately or severe food insecure. It means they didn't have regular access to adequate foods. Then a comparison of the food insecurity states of the men and women, it shows that the prevalence of the food insecurity has remained constantly higher among the women than the men globally and the all regions. The entire globally, it is food insecurity is high in the women. So we have to think about that again. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations with the WHO report, the states of food security and nutrition in the world 2024. So it shows more countries are off track than on track of 7 global nutrition targets. If you draw your attention to this graph, you can get clear picture about the global level of the nutrition stages, nutrition targets. All the countries worldwide are off track to reduce the anemia in women aged 15 to 49 years. You can see here, all countries are, all the world are off track. And also the adult obesity. Compared the global estimates, 75% countries have much higher levels of stunning in children under age 5. And more than 40% are off track to reach the exclusive breastfeeding targets. So almost all the countries in the world are off track to attain the 2030 global targets for women, anemia, obesity. Then, coming to the focusing on economic access to nutritious foods, estimates showed that more than 1/3 of people in the world, about it's mean the 2.8 billion, couldn't afford a healthy diet. It's according to the 2022 data, they couldn't afford the healthy diet. Then, coming to food security and nutrition, despite having made significant progress on several human developments and also health indicators in Sri Lanka and India, both countries continues to struggle with respect to food security and nutrition. You can see this both graphs. The global hunger index is an index and an annual tool that measure and track the hunger by combining 4 key indicators. What are they? Undernourishment, child wasting, child stunting, and child mortality. It's to assess its severity. According to the 2024 data, global hunger index is moderate in India. It's very high in 2000 and coming to 2024 in the moderate level. And Sri Lanka also, it is moderate level in 2000 and it is coming to 24 to it's the very low level in Sri Lanka. It's mean notable portions of the populations is still facing food insecurity and malnutrition. So then in 2021 global food security index, Sri Lanka was ranked 77 out of the 130 countries, and India was the 71st among the 113 countries. So the WHO strategic plan. You know, the WHO strategic plan, the previous strategic plan was expired, and the new, as drafted the new WHO strategic plan. So WHO recognizes traditional and complementary medicine. We call it TNCM, include traditional food as having potential cross-sectional benefit for the public health issues like food security. While the previous WHO TM strategy, it means 2014 to 2023, did not thoroughly focus on the food security, the new global traditional medicine global strategy 2025 to 2034 is more attentive to the relationship between traditional medicine and wider issues like food security and environmental sustainability. The strategy actually was developed based on 7 guiding principles, and then the strategic objectives and the 9 directions. So among these are the guidelines: evidence-informed decision-making, holism and health, sustainability and One Health, cultural and health, the right to health and patient autonomy, patient-centered care and community engagement, integrated healthcare services and user benefit and safety. Among these guiding principles, holism and health, sustainability and One Health, and cultural and health are directly interconnection with the food security and the food culture. So, holism, health, sustainability, One Health, culture and health directly help to promoting culturally sensitive, sustainable diet and reduce the environmental impact, support the local economics, and now all accessible to all. And it leads to ensure the long-term food security. Understand that the food security is not just about the producing foods, but about the entire food system, including its interaction with human and animal health and the environment. The availability, accessibility, utilization, and stability of the food supplies are affected by the holism, affect the One Health concept and the culture. A holistic integrated approach to food security addresses the complex interaction between human, animal, plant, and environmental health, as well as deep influence of cultural practice. This framework recognizes that food security is not just about producing enough food, but also about sustainable production method, food safety, equability, access, and cultural dietary needs. So coming to the sustainable sourcing, actually this strategy aims to provide appropriate regulatory mechanism for the traditional medicine product, sustainability produce and sustainability supply. So here acknowledge the potential impact of harvesting medicinal resources on biodiversity and environmental integrity, and which are critical for sustainable food system. Coming to the Ayurveda, Ahara and food security, the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, do you know this? It is formalized this concept with the Ayurveda Ahara regulation in 2022 with the establishing logo and define Ayurveda-based food to ensure authenticity and preserve cultural dietary practice. The Ayurveda provides this approach support to food security by encouraging the use of local fresh ingredients, and promoting healthy eating habits to prevent illness and thereby reducing demand on the healthcare system and fostering resilient food systems. And also these initiatives along with the Ministry of Ayush efforts to align with the Sustainable Development Goals promote Ayurveda dietary principles to combat the global malnutrition and food system challenges. So, why is Ayurveda Ahar is specific? As all of you know, Ayurveda approach of food is specific because it's considering the individual constitution, Agni, Prakriti, Kala, Virya, Desha. It emphasizes holistic principle for recommending foods that are naturally barren, seasonally appropriate, and have therapeutic benefits. It's a very important because Ayurveda provides cost-effective, sustainable, and nutritious dietary solution to combat the malnutrition crisis, as well as sustainability of food issues affecting many regions in globe. Ayurveda Ahara, which sees food as more than just a source of the energy, but it is a crucial element in maintaining the balanced body and the mind. So, the concept and significance of ahar in Ayurveda, I am not going to detail for that. All of you know about that, the concept and significance of ahar in Ayurveda. Ayurveda approaches in ahar with a holistic and individualized perspective that goes for, that's go far beyond the modern nutritional science. So acharyas clearly mention all these things: dinacharya, ritucharya, based dietary prescription and practices, individualized diet based on prakriti, nutrigenomics, concept of relevance of food incompatibility, Viruddhahar, traditional recipes, dietary practices, and dietary regimens focusing on every stage of reproductive and the child health and geriatrics, and also the role of diet in the management of the diseases, and the functional food and nutraceuticals, and pharmaconutrition and therapeutic diet is mean the individualized diet based on the disease kind of. All these concepts are in Ayurveda. So, I will give one example. So, Ayurveda principle address food security and nutrition by promoting sustainable and locally sourced food, optimal digest for nutrition absorption, dietary practice that foster overall health rather than the focusing on the single diet. I will give only one example related to the millet. Actually, 2023 has been declared as an International Millet Year by the UN General Assembly after support of the 72 countries from the proposal submitted by the India. Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, inaugurated the two-day Global Millets Conference and released the postal stamp and the official coin of the International Year of Millets 2023. He said that is the symbol of India's increasing responsibility for global food. India is currently proceeding over G20. Its motto also one earth, one family, one future, and also reflected the International Year of Millets. So this will boost up the economy by entrepreneurship, starting up and meeting the goals of SDG and for poor and underprivileged countries. Because why? Because of its high complex carbohydrate, high protein, and more nutrition. is a great example for the solution of the food insecurity throughout the world. So coming to the sustainable development goal, so Ayurveda Ahara align with can contribute to several SDG goals. First one is, as I mentioned earlier, SDG 2, Zero Hunger. Ayurveda Ahara align with the goal, ending the hunger and achieving the food security by emphasizing nutritious, locally sourced foods. In here, it's a very important is focus on the native foods. This native food consumptions always harmony with the environment. It's mean desha. Ayurveda principle emphasize that one's diet should be in tune with geographical region, desha, where they live. So it's a very important, we call it the Shatma foods. I'm not going one by one. You know that the Jangal Desh, Anupadesh, Sadharana Desh. And also here I mention, of course, it's Astanga Sangraha. So Ashtanga Sangraha, there is a rasa dominancy and the dosa dominancy. How is the rasa and dosa according to the desha? Then say seasonal eating, kala. Kala also Ayurveda advise eating fresh food that are in season to maintain the body natural healing process and align with the environment rhythm. It is also very important. And they encourage dietary diversity. You know, in our six Shadrasa concept, it promotes diversified and balanced diet. And they promote, as I mentioned earlier, it promotes the millet consumption. It's Ayurveda advocate for the millet, for highly nutritious and sustainable food source because it is which aligns with initiatives to combat the malnutrition and reduce the food insecurity. So second is SDG goal 3, we all of know good health and the well-being. The Ayurveda Ahara support lifelong health and well-being by prioritizing disease prevention, holistic prevention, and improved nutrition through the preventative nutrition, address the malnutrition, and reduce the non-communicable disease like that. Then also the SDG goal 12, this is responsible consumptions and production. This is Ayurvedic dietary practice. Actually, inheritedly encourage the responsible and sustainable as the sustainable consumption and productions. Here, it sells to reduce food waste. The focus of the seasonal and local food inherently reduce the food losses along the supply chain, and also eco-friendly ingredients and minimize the ecological footprints by emphasizing simple, local, and minimally processed fruits in Ayurveda Ahara. So Ayurveda Ahara reduce the carbon footprint associated with large-scale industrial food production, transportation, and chemical processing. And it also helps to the SDG 12. Then SDG 13, climate action. Actually, it will not directly focus on the climate policy, the principles of the Ayurveda Ahara, and help to climate action through sustainable consumptions habit, where the promotes biodiversity and reduce the emissions and restore the ecological balances. So, coming to the now with all, now I reach to end of my presentation. So finally, there is a clear opportunity to Ayurveda dietary principles and the broader food security goals promoted by the WHO. So with that, I end to my presentation. So thank you very much for your patience and the attention. Thank you to all.
Thank you so much, Sajivani ma'am, for such a elaborating session on Ayurveda and food security. Actually, it was a newer topic for all of us to learn more about food security and Ayurveda. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for elaborating this topic very nicely. We can take the question answer session after the completion of the next session. So, without further delay, I welcome our next speaker, Dr. Kaumudi Karuna Goda ma'am, who is a head professor, department in Ayurveda Gynecology and OPS, National Ayurveda Teaching Hospital, Borela, Sri Lanka. And ma'am is also the alumni of ITRA. She has completed MD Ayurveda in 2010 from ITRA Jamnagar only. Ma'am is a member of very known professional associations. Like ma'am is a member of Committee for a Popularization of Science of Sri Lanka Association for the Advancement of the Science. Ma'am is also the President of Sri Lanka Association for the Advancement of Science, Vice President of Sri Lanka Association for the Advancement of Science, and she is also the member of All India Ayurvedic Specialist Association. Ma'am has published various books and she is the editor of various books like Som Devi Virupadana, and many other book has been written by the ma'am, who is also the chief editor of well-known book like Garbhini Samay Poshana. Ma'am has been awarded with many awards like Senate Award for Research Excellence by University of Colombo 2022, and she has been granted with the various grants and scholarship throughout her academic career. Ma'am has various publications on the nutrition on a woman health and also the various topics like gynecological disorders. So without further delay, I welcome our next speaker, Dr. Kaumudi Karuna Goda ma'am, to start her session. Please, ma'am. Kaumudi ma'am, can you hear me?
Please unmute your.
Please unmute your
Yes.
mic. You are not audible.
Can you hear me now? Right.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Sipika. So with the permission of the all my teachers and respected persons and my dear colleagues as well as participants. So today I supposed to deliver on woman related nutritional challenges. So I selected this topic, how the nutritional challenge fade and change to from the menstruation or from the menarche to menopause. So by thinking my participants and today the listeners, I thought to give but bit of a practical aspect of this thing, how the research proven things and what practical utilization and how it merge with the nutritional challenges of women. So with that aim, let me go through my presentation. So as I mentioned that women's nutritional challenges are different from male. Why? Because women undergo significant hormone changes throughout their life, not only throughout the life. If you take monthly, there will be a hormonal change. So that is not which expect or happen in the male side. So therefore, this woman nutritional requirement is different than the male persons in the world. So this being identified by Ayurveda, as Ayurveda also mentioned the menstrual cycle, Ritu Chakra, and so on. And my beloved junior members as well as These scholars, you all know what is the importance of Ritumati Paricharya, Rajomati Paricharya, and so on. So not only that, Ayurveda says throughout the life, if you take the childhood, reproductive age, as well as menopausal and after menopause age, there are certain dosha change from the childhood to the end stage of the life. So these two factors are very influential on the nutrition of the lady. So it is not just the nutrition, but we have to think how or what diet we take, how it affects to the health of the woman, or how we maintain her health with the support of the food and nutrition, as well as if there are minor disorder conditions, how we maintain that diseases with the food along with the medicine or whatever the management we take from Ayurveda or even from some other medical system. So if I start with the Menarche is a very transition phase of the girl's life. She attained from childhood to the adulthood in this specific phase. So in this specific space, the development of the body is different than the other phases of the life of the girl. So if I take one example, they are being proven the height of the girl, whatever the height she obtained, we all know the height normally develop up to the age of 20 or 21. So within that 20 years, 20% of height will be gained at this menarche phase. So that denotes how the nutritional requirement change from childhood to the adulthood in between this menarche phase. So that is a simple example I have taken. Not only that, the development and changes of secondary sexual characteristics throughout the period definitely should be taken into consideration when we think on the nutrition as well as diet of the diet of that young girl, right? So let's see what are the nutritional concerns in this adolescent phase. We have to think on the correct iron requirement. So in Sri Lanka, the scenario is little different than your country because Sri Lankan girls and population is mainly non-vegetarian people. And as we are a very small island, we are surrounded by the sea. So abundant non-vegetarian food items are coming to our plates. But then also, it is essential to monitor as well as concern because this is the phase where she started the menstruation, and in the starting of menstruation, there can be certain hormone changes which makes the girl bleed prolonged time or in heavy menstruation. So in that sense, iron deficiency anemia is quite common in this age group. So we have to be concerned on diet while we are thinking on this iron deficiency anemia. Then comes the calcium and vitamin D. Vitamin D, now it has been come into a play surprisingly, even though we both live in a country which are getting abundant sunlight, but as now the lifestyle has been changed to be inside the building premises always, this naturally generated vitamin D we don't get as we did earlier. So vitamin D deficiencies and calcium deficiencies are also there because that is the rapid growth happen in the adolescent girl. Then folate. Even though it is not the time for the pregnancy, from here onward, we have to think on the pregnancy as well as in the development process for the cell development, this folate plays major role. Then as young age, they are very active and lot of calories being burned per day. So energy need is high for adolescent girls than the ladies of middle age or in the late age. So these are the nutritional concerns. So let's talk bit about Ayurveda, how we tackle this problem as a Ayurveda physicians, because that is the important part, I think, that we should discuss at this forum, as we all are from the Ayurveda background. So Ayurveda gives a lot of ideas in their concepts. So the ideas to turn into a practical way is the challenging. Same as your country, we also have our own traditional system of medicine which merge with Ayurveda and practice widely in our country. So there also we think on this Ushnahara, Shitahara, in the sense of how it affects to the dosha, as well as the mind, about the mind component or triguna component, out in that sense, sattvika food. So these things are being taken into the discussion today. So what are the common issues? If we identify the food is important, nutrition is important, and there should be certain nutritional elements to be included to the plate of the young girl, there are certain common obstacles in this age. That is also specific to the menarche age. One thing is skipping meals, as they are busy with their school activities. Sometimes they skip their lunch. And sometimes they have disorder of eating, especially with this body image issues. I think in your country also girls are concerned on it. There was a very famous character, if I remember, Princess Diana. She was having this eating disorder. So same way, girls are preventing from taking extra calories, thinking of their body image, but it can make the nutritional imbalance, which may affect their health. And for the girls who need extra calories, like athletes, swimmers, likewise. So if they are be on the normal diet pattern without thinking of it, there can be low energy level of their body. So with such common issues, there can be certain other issues also. If I miss something, you can raise at the discussion. I'm so much welcome for the discussion forum. And with those common issues, if the diet and the nutritional intake not being balanced or not being sufficient, there can be lot of harmful effect in their future life, like sometimes which affect to their growth, like adolescent stunning, like, and even when they plan for babies in future, if they are low in nutritional level, it directly affect to the low birth weight babies, and pregnancy, low weight gain. Likewise, it is like a vicious cycle which affect not only to the young girl as well as to the future developing society. So take the better care of this adolescent age, right? Ayurveda given a specific name, that is Kumari age, where the transition happens from Kapha dosha to the Pitta dosha. It plays major role, and we have to be very careful. And there are specific, special dietetic and nutritional regimes are should be planned for this particular age limit, other than more than other ages. So if I move forward, the next stage after the adolescent age, then she moved to the 20. So I have taken the age limit from 20 to 40 because that is the reproductive years of the lady, right? So that in that era, this 2 decades, the nutritional need going to be changed from the menarche age, right? Again, we have to think on correct iron intake, right? So here I put few pictures, what we as Sri Lankan are more concerned when girls are having less hemoglobin count, right? The small fish, as I told, as we are surrounded by the sea, we get abundantly. And the spinach, you call palak. Our palak is little different than your palak. It comes in a long strings, right? But the property is also property is all same. And this is gotukola. It is one of the very common green leaf we use in our day-to-day side dishes for our rice, right? Which contain good amount of iron, but we all know as in the sense of releasing the heme levels, non-veg foods are play high role in the sense of iron deficiency related problems. Then the folic acid that we have discussed earlier as well. Folic acid is very important to starting from the preconception, because at the time we get to know a lady is pregnant, the neural tube being developed in the embryo. So neural tube to get the neural tubal defect, folic acid deficiency is one of the risk factors. I should emphasize it. For the neural tubal defect, there are certain reasons behind. But this folic acid deficiency is a one just risk factor. But why we are more concerned on taking folic acid to prevent neural tube defect? Because other neural tube defect causing reasons are not correctable things like chromosomal abnormalities and so on. But the folic acid deficiency, definitely we can correct by taking the correct amount of folic acid when we are planning for pregnancy, right? So even even by the food source, we can maintain the good folic acid level, especially the green leaves being identified having good amount of folic acid. Then omega-3s, because much of the oil and fatty substance that we are using containing omega-6 fatty acid. But generally, omega-6 fatty acids are not that supportive for the health. So omega-3 is the much beneficial fatty acid in the sense of hormonal balance and even in the future fertilities and even fetal development. So this omega-3, calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, it plays major role. Let me share one thing. Same as you are the country, you are the society which expose much to the cow's milk. In my country also, we use extensively cow's milk, right? So in traditional books, it been mentioned there are variable milk products. If I give the word, it's called pas go rasa, right? Here the go in the sense which comes from the cow. It can be cow or even the buffalo, right? So under the pasgo rasa, if I tell what are the parts of these 5 rasa or preparations comes out from cow's milk, it is the curd or the set milk, and even the ghee, what even you use, and the buttermilk. Then comes the fresh milk and the koya or the butter, right? So I just wanted to show you that in Sri Lankan context also, people have identified the importance of the cow's milk and its preparation, and those were mentioned in authentic Sri Lankan traditional medicine books, same as your Ayurveda holistic books, right? And people been use them for their maintaining health as well as for their calorie requirement. So in these reproductive years, this milk products are much important, as Ayurveda also says, milk like a nectar for the pregnant woman and developing fetus. So right. So what are the challenges faced? Even though we identify this food being very important, these things are important. If I take the pregnancy and lactation in this age limit, right? There is a need of protein, iron, calcium, folate, like things, right? In a increasing manner, because there is a increased demand, and there is a nutrition dense for essential food, as well as there may be need of supplementations. That is how the modern researchers been identified. See how it logically mentioned in Ayurveda books when we talk about the Garbhini Paricharya, right? In Garbhini Paricharya, throughout the pregnancy period, they mention what are the food to be taken for maintain the proper development of the fetus, as well as the healthy maintenance of the pregnancy, plus several other requirements mentioned by Charakar. So I just summarize that idea. First 3 months, they also always think on the food which are having high calorie, right? Which are having high calorie and palatable. They always mention about the sweetness, liquidness, right? Madura, drava, and shitahara. Why it is so? Because pregnancy at the first stage, it is the Amagarbha stage that we all know. Ama support the development of the fetus. So the first 3 months food being introduced with that concept, with the Shita, Drava, and Madura Ahara, which support and maintain the armor, right? And the same way, there have not been forcefully advised women to go for heavy meals. Instead of that, to maintain the calorie requirement, they have introduced some of the food which are giving good amount of calorie by a small portion, like ghee, right? So I understand it is a very logical and practical advice given in Ayurveda to maintain the pregnancy in first 3 months, because it is asanjata angavadi, and therefore the drastical fetal development will not happen. Only the thing, we have to support the woman and the fetus to develop their body parts, or distinguish their body part in a healthy environment without being miscarriage. And when it comes to the 4th and 5th month, they have introduced varieties of food, right? Along with non-veg things, because that is the era after 3 months, even in the clinics, these calcium supplements being implemented, right? So, so earlier days, it was given by the food and given by food advice. So even if I take again the Ayurveda view, that mansa shonita stopachiyate. That means the drastical development of the mansha and blood will be happen within this period. So therefore, they have given certain solid food as well as non-veg food, as well as foods rich with high calories to par with the development of the fetus. So if I take another example from Garbhini Paricharya, see how logical. It is in the 6th month. They have advisors with the Mishra Yavagu, or Gokshura Mishra Yavagu or ghee, right? Why it is important? Because in the definition it itself says this pregnancy induced hypertension. It happens at the 20th week of pregnancy or more than that. So if the ladies start with this type of medicine, especially this Gokshura. If you can remember, Gokshura is herb there. Again, Gokshura is Mutrala. And again, Gokshura is Shota Shamana. See how logically it match with the preeclamptic toxemia features, right? So I take it in as a good preventive measure introduced by Ayurveda in the sense of nutrition and diet, right? And when the pregnancy turns into the last phase, they have not taught much on the development, but they have advised women to eat healthy and nutritious diet because it's going to be a natural delivery. So a lot of calorie will be wasting from the woman. To make the woman strengthen is a very important point, as well as they have introduced some of the Vata Shamana things like Vasti and Pichu, so on. Right. So from that, I'll move to another part of this adolescent age or age 20 to 40. There are so many common gynecological disorders which comes to lady, right? In my clinic also, polycystic ovarian syndrome cases are very common. Some are unmarried, some are married. They have a lot of problems, right? So by recent research, it has been identified even the lifestyle, not even, I mean lifestyle and diet play major role in getting PCOS as well as controlling PCOS, right? So when by that sense they have advised you have to go for low glycemic index things as well as anti-inflammatory diet, right? So about the piece, if I talk bit of PCOS, this is a very common research topic in our clinics also for my postgraduate students. They are working on PCOS related features, how PCOS can be controlled by Ayurveda medicine. And very recently we have started another research, how PCOS related features which comes in the face like acne, hirsutism, like hypoandrogenism features being controlled by Ayurveda drug regimes, right? So this research give us lot of strength and confidence with the Ayurveda treatment on these diseases. As we getting good results with the clinicals, the next step is the research. Without research, we cannot prove our findings are correct or not. So I just jot down here what is the Samprapti of PCOS. When you just read out, you will understand why this low glycemic index things are important, why this deepaniya, pachaniya things should be important, why the removal of armor is important. So in my understanding, this PCOS is a condition which can be controlled by Langaniya, Karshaniya, Apatarpana treatment, right? So we are getting good results by adopting those things, including Satakuppa, Satapushpa, Krishna Jiraka, and even Rasona. Likewise, there are certain drugs we are being used. If you are interested, you can ask, we can discuss in the discussion forum. So along with that, there are certain food supplements we are adding. So like coriander as well as barley, right? Cassia auriculata, this is also available in your country, I have seen, right? This tea is very good for balancing this insulin resistance which occurs in the PCOS cases. So just the brief introduction I gave, I don't think I have much time to go into details. Right, so if I go into the next disorder, endometriosis. These days, I'm more interested on endometriosis as we done lot of work under the PCOS. And as endometriosis being identified can be controlled very well by the Ayurveda management. When I use the word can be very well managed by the Ayurveda treatment, that doesn't mean that we are going to eradicate or totally control the endometriosis by our disorder. But definitely, endometriosis related lot of complaints like endometriomas, maybe excessive menstrual bleeding, or irregular menstruation, pain related to menstruation. All these things can be very nicely and confidently controlled by the Ayurveda treatment regime that we are practicing in our clinics. I know you all are also maybe strengthened by those ideas. So in this endometriosis condition too, definitely dietary strategies should be incorporated to our treatment regime, right? Like weight management and insulin resistance, and like pacifying water, balanced pitta, removing armor, and we have to nourish the Rakta Dhatu, because now Rakta Dhatu is the thing which makes the menstruation or reproductive functions. So if you don't make the Rakta Dhatu correct with the Dhatu Agni correction or whatever the method, it is it is not proper method of endometriosis treatment. So for that, we add a lot of spices, same as your country. In our country also, in our traditional cuisine, we are using a lot of spices like cumin, coriander, fennel, right? And even certain cereals. And aloe vera juice, much of the people they are using, I am fond of advising them to use aloe vera juice. It could give good results for endometriosis, as well as research proven findings are there, right? And there are certain food that need to be avoided, so that have to also be concerned here when concerning the nutritional requirement of the ladies, special nutritional requirement of the ladies in the age group 20 to 40, which we have taken if they are suffering from endometriosis. So I wanted to show you, if they get pregnant, the nutritional requirement and dietary regime is going to be changed. And if they are diseased, again, there are changes. Likewise, we have to handle the case according to their requirement and the common condition. So let's come to the next stage, perimenopause, right? That is also another physiological change of women experience in their life, right? There you all know there will be hormonal fluctuations, estrogen getting reduced, progesterone being than the progesterone, right? To showcase the perimenopausal features, there will be menstruation irregularities, there can be a weight gain, there can be mood swinging. To cater those, throughout the period, giving medicine is not the fact. I believe if we can give good advices how they change their lifestyle, it is the best way to approach perimenopausal cases, right? In that sense, we can add nutritional part like phytoestrogen things, antioxidants, and B vitamins, a lot of fiber and healthy fat like omega-3 fatty acid. And again, think on the calcium and vitamin D. That is what research proven data says, right? Afterward, we'll think how from Ayurveda we are going to support the woman. Then in the menopause and post-menopause stage, previous we talk about the menopause. When lady comes to the menopause and post-menopause, there comes another set of condition like hormone shifting happen, like from by reducing the estrogen level, there will be
certain health hazards like osteoporosis, cardiovascular disease, like metabolic syndrome, because we all know in the young age, women are protected by this estrogen factor, right? Not like young men get caught by the heart attack. Women very rarely get the heart attacks because they are protected by this estrogen support, right? But at the menopause, that support going to be fade out, and women are open up for the cardiovascular disorders, osteoporosis like disease, same as men. So in that sense, it is something can be prevent up to certain level by introducing correct nutrition to their life, like calcium, protein, again, omega-3 fatty acid, then reducing extra intake of salt as well as sugar, and again, phytoestrogen, and keeping woman hydrate, right? So how I understand this menopause? I know this is much scattered table. Sorry for that. I would have done it in attractive way, right? So the features which experienced by women, it can be divided into tridosha, as ladies are with several prakriti. According to the dominating feature of menopause, we can understand whether that lady is under vata menopause, pitta menopause, kapha menopause, or in the combination of that. So what my clinical understanding is, some women starting with sometimes pitta menopause, and after certain years, maybe 1 year or 1.5 years, then they can turn to another dosha too, right? But understanding those dominancy of dosha with their prominent features, it makes us supportive. It makes us easy to introduce the required or suitable diet plan for this particular lady, right? So with this table, I try to showcase you all how I decide the food, and maybe some herbs as well as herbal tea to match their requirement. Actually, it works in my clinical context. I have seen it works really well, and even tolerability also good, but definitely you have to go for further research, right? So I think I'm in the end of this talking, right? So what are the nutritional challenges, even though we identify all these important matters throughout their life? First, one thing is cultural and social factor, right? Maybe body image pressure, stigma around menstruation. That means you should not eat healthy food during menstruation, right? Likewise, and social factors like whether you are non-vegetarian or vegetarian, those are affecting the nutrition of the woman. And economic barrier, definitely same as not even than your country. In our country, certain people have certain economic barriers, so it makes them disturb or restrict by approaching the quality as well as good food, right? And gender inequality and in healthcare, right? Like ladies who are having PCOS, osteoporosis, right? If they are not diagnosed in a correct way, they can be left behind without addressing. It may affect to their nutrition, right? And again, there are certain influences getting from social media or certain other platform. What are the food good, what are the food not good, whether they are, I mean, any person can put their personal statement at any place. That is the era that we are living. Whether it is correct or not, anyone can tell anything, anyone can do anything, right? So to understand that thing, whether it's correct or not, That is the challenge. So it affects to our life as well as it affects to our diet trend. Right. So in conclusion, what I wanted to tell that as I understand that woman's nutrition need is significantly different from the menarche, menstruation, then comes the adolescent or reproductive age as the menopause age. So it is very important to empower women with their correct education and give the access to the nutrition in a correct way. And in that sense, as Ayurveda doctors, we can advise them as well as it is our duty to prove them in scientific research. Then only we can generalize to the society. So with that note, I will stop my presentation. Thank you for your kind hearing. And at the end, I again wish my alma mater a very bright future. And I'm so proud to be alumna of your esteemed organization. And here I just put one very recently published my testimonial, which I give my gratitude to my alma mater or the Jamnagar, my institute. And this was published in this year in an Indian journal. And yes, with that note, I will end my talk. Thank you, and thank you for your patient hearing.
Thank you, Comedy ma'am. It was really a very good and insightful lecture, and you have covered the whole topic, like from menarche to menopause. What women needs to change and to correct her dietary options, and I think it will be hopefully insightful for all the our participants also. So, what are the changes we can make in our nutrition as well as nutrition of our patients who are visiting us in OPD and IPD also? Thank you for sharing your this long year age experience with us, ma'am. And we have also privileged to hear ma'am 2 or 3 months back in Jamnagar itself offline. And that time also ma'am has shared her wisdom on case reports on uterine fibroid and other management of gynecological disorders. And it was also very insightful to hear you, ma'am, that time also. And now I request all of our participants, if you have any query or question regarding this topic, what we have currently discussing from last 2 hours, you can ask our speakers. You can directly unmute yourself and we can have a discussion. Komati ma'am.
Yes,
Hello.
I can hear you.
Ma'am, what regional recipes or traditional recipes you are prescribing your patient for menopause that time, ma'am? Beyond medicine. Some
Right. If you ask about that in the sense of food,
yes,
we
yes, ma'am.
yes. I know Shatavari is widely available in your country, but mostly you use the root of the Shatavari.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
In Sri Lanka, we make like porridge by adding the juice of the fresh leaves of Shatavari. It's like
Porridge.
yes, porridge in the sense if I give you the
Yes,
recipe,
yes.
cook rice, and while the rice being cooked, you can add some pods of ginger and garlic, which makes the digestion well. And for that, we add okay. Then we take the fresh leaves of the shatavari, right? That blend along with the coconut milk, because you know Sri Lanka is a coconut country, right? You can even add fresh milk, and that juice going to be pour into the cooking rice, right? So there comes the semi-liquid form preparation, right? Like yavagu. So that is very, I mean, with the taste also it is good. So we advise our ladies to frequently use this Shatavari gruel because Shatavari contain lot of phytoestrogen, which makes the woman's menopause conditions much faded.
Okay, ma'am. So I think ma'am has explained us very properly, and we all are privileged to hear you, ma'am. And from your precious time you have taken out to share your knowledge on this platform, we are highly grateful for that, ma'am. And thank you for sharing. You are senior to us, ma'am. Juniors, and for time to time you people are just taking us focused and on our the PTSR fraternity and what things are said in Samhitas. And because in our Ayurvedic perspective, some gurus, there is Granth written by Charaka and Shushruta, Lord great acharyas, but what you perceive from that sutra, it is sometimes personalized also. So that's why Guru and Shishya Parampara is very much beneficial in our Ayurveda. And we are enriched with just seniors like you and alumni like you. So we are grateful to hear you, ma'am. Thank you for your cooperation and accepting our invitation. And thank you to our first speaker, Dr. Sajimni also. She was a student of our previous HOD, Professor Lakshmi Priya Dehi, ma'am. And like this, she is also my student. And so it is very good to see her on that level. And you all people are working in Sri Lanka for the women wellness. So it is very grateful to see you working together there, ma'am. So thanks a lot for just accepting our invitation. Now it's time for a formal vote of thanks. For that, I would like to.
Deepika, before vote of thanks, I would like something.
Yes,
Both are
HOD
my
Shilpa
students,
madam.
Kaumudi and
Kindly,
Sajini.
ma'am, kindly open your video, ma'am. We would like to see you, ma'am, on the screen.
Okay.
Yes,
Actually, I
ma'am.
am outside.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Are you able?
Yes, ma'am. Clearly visible.
Kaumudi and Sajini both are my students, and both of you did very well today. And okay. And again, the congratulations both of you. And in coming future, okay, we will together on any platform. Okay. For the academic, for the purpose of research. Okay. When we get the opportunity, we will be together. Definitely. Thank you very much. And again, the congratulate both of you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. She is, we all know that ma'am is very dedicated and very hardworking, and it is really inspiration for all of us. Now it is time for an official vote of thanks. For that, I would like to invite our PhD scholar, Dr. Anjana, for official vote of thanks. Over to you, Anjana.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf good evening to all of you. On the behalf of Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stri Rog, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to all who have contributed to the success of today's international talk. First and foremost, I express my deep gratitude to our esteemed director and patron, Professor Dr. Tanuja Naisari ma'am, for her constant encouragement, guidance, and inspiring presence. Thank you so much, ma'am. I sincerely thank our respected Dean Academics, Professor Hitesh Vyasar, and all other respected TRA, Deputy Director Dr. Joban Modha sir and Dr. Varsa sir, their valuable support extended towards this academic endeavor. I also thank all the head of department whose goodwill and cooperation added strength to this event. A warm thanks to all our distinguished guest speaker for sharing their profound knowledge and insight which have enriched us all. I also take this opportunity to thank you all our faculty members, HOD and Chairperson, Professor Shilpa Donga ma'am, Professor Neha Pandya ma'am, Professor Hetal ma'am, Dr. Sipika Swati ma'am, Dr. Grisma Solanki ma'am, all postgraduate scholars for their enthusiastic participations and involvement. A word of appreciation also goes to our technical staff whose sincere effort and smooth coordination made this webinar possible without any hindrance. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants from across the globe whose presence had made this event truly meaningful and vibrant. With this, we conclude today's session with the gratitude and hope to continue learning and growing together. Thank you each and everyone.
So now, with the permission of our chairperson and HOD, Professor Shilpa Donga ma'am, we are concluding this our today's session with official vote of thanks. Hope to meet you again on some platform. And already we are running Pushpita platform online webinar monthly, and we are just have a gathering with August speakers there also. And many of our participants are there from Pushpita also. So thanks to all the participants.